Say the name Tutankhamun, and you immediately think of a historical titan. In the modern imagination, he shares the same rare air as Julius Caesar, Genghis Khan, and Alexander the Great. British researcher Howard Carter broke into an obscure tomb in 1922. The sheer volume of golden artifacts pulled from the dust catapulted a forgotten pharaoh into the ultimate symbol of ancient Egypt. The ensuing media frenzy birthed everything from the legendary mummy's curse to a buffoonish villain in the 1960s Batman series to the downright absurd Steve Martin performing a million-selling novelty pop song alongside a band called the Tutankhamons. But the ancient Egyptians didn't call him King Tut. They didn't call him a titan either. To the people who actually lived through his reign, this young pharaoh was insignificant. The men who succeeded him launched a systematic, violent campaign to wipe his existence from the face of the earth. To understand how a targeted political erasure accidentally created a global icon, we have to look past the golden death mask and examine the reality of his brief life. This diagram maps the Egyptian royal family's mitochondrial DNA. Researchers used these maternal genetic markers to prove extreme inbreeding, confirming Tut's parents were biological brother and sister. This intersection caused physical suffering. Subsequent virtual autopsies revealed the true cost of the royal family's incest. Tutankhamun's body was a map of genetic defects, including a curved spine, a skewed face, and chronic epilepsy. He also suffered from a severe clubfoot. He walked in constant pain, relying on a collection of over 100 different walking sticks and canes discovered inside his tomb. Tutankhamun lived as a fragile, chronically ill teenager trapped in a rapidly failing body. He assumed the throne of a massive empire at 9 years old. In the brutal world of ancient geopolitics, a disabled child was incredibly vulnerable. He inherited a mess. His father, the pharaoh Akhenaten, had forced an unpopular monotheistic religion onto the kingdom, worshipping a single god called Aten, plunging Egyptian society into internal chaos. A 9-year-old doesn't navigate that kind of crisis alone. The true power rested with two older men pulling the strings, the Grand Vizier I and the commander of the army, Horemheb. These advisors needed to restore political order. They immediately used the boy to reverse his father's edicts, changing his name from Tutankhaten, meaning living image of Aten, to Tutankhamun, signaling the return of the old polytheistic gods. Tut lacked agency in these decisions. He served as a convenient public relations tool leveraged by ambitious men to restore order. At 19 years old, he broke his leg. His compromised immune system failed to fight off the resulting malarial infection, and he died. The puppet masters immediately stepped out of the shadows. The Vizier I took the throne, reigned briefly, and died. Then the military commander Horemheb seized ultimate power. To legitimize his total control, Horemheb enacted a ruthless purge. He ordered the complete erasure of Akhenaten, I, and Tut from the historical record. His workers smashed monuments and chiseled names off temple walls. They relocated the capital and built directly over Tut's hastily constructed gravesite, burying the entrance under heaps of construction rubble. Horemheb's purge was successful. Tut was scrubbed from ancient memory, assassinated in legacy, and left in the dark. 3,000 years passed. During that time, the grand, highly visible tombs of Egypt's greatest pharaohs were discovered by grave robbers and picked clean. Because Horemheb had buried the boy king's tomb under mounds of worthless rocks and debris to hide it, the ancient looters never even knew it existed. It sat in pristine darkness until 1922, when Howard Carter finally dug through the ancient seal. Inside, Carter found an untouched hoard of wealth, so dense it required 8 full years to haul out and catalog every single artifact. The political violence meant to bury him was the precise mechanism that protected him. As the golden artifacts toured the globe in the 20th century, modern audiences were captivated by the massive scale of the treasure. The massive piles of rubble Horemheb intentionally used to hide the grave ultimately created a flawless, golden time capsule. By attempting to guarantee a disabled teenager would be forgotten forever, his manipulators accidentally secured the eternal immortality that every pharaoh desired.